welcome to the month of June. What an amazing month of May it was. I just want to express some sincere appreciation for each and every one of you for not only joining us tonight, but really for having an amazing month of June, of May. We brought on as a team over 400 new customers and affiliates, and our growth continues. We're really excited about that. This has just kind of concluded our fourth full month in the business, and we've got all kinds of people that are super excited to be part of our journey here, and we're just really grateful and really blessed. So for those of you who may be new to our team, this may be your first kind of exposure to our Monday Mastermind. We do this every single Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're really appreciative that you've joined us. Each and every week we have some type of training, some type of nuggets, sometimes news you can use. And tonight is going to be no different. We've got a couple things we're going to go over first and foremost, but you may want to take some time to message some affiliates who may not be on here, because we got none other than Todd Falcone to grace us with his presence tonight, give us a lot of wisdom about not only this industry, but more specifically how you can really succeed at building your My Daily Choice business, and of course do so really effectively through the summer months. So with no further ado, I'm gonna hand this over to Dana McGrady, who is going to go over some things that specifically happened, I think, in the month of May, and then we'll do a little review of this past weekend's roadshow, and then we'll bring Todd on. So Dana, why don't you take it away?
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to know how excited you guys are for Todd Falcone. Put a 1 in the chat below if you cannot wait. A little birdie told me that he's pretty darn good at what he does. And so I'm really, really excited for him to break it down for us. As a team, though, I'm really impressed with your skills as a team. And I'll tell you the numbers, and I redid the numbers. I had the wrong number this morning when I did a Facebook Live. The numbers are we launched January 17th as a team. At the end of March, by the end of March, we had brought on 689 new people, new affiliates and preferred customers. By the end of April, we brought on 1,170 new affiliates and preferred customers. And so since from April 1170 till the end of May, in 31 days, you guys have in total since we launched brought on 1,581 new affiliates and preferred customers. 1,581. So that's our number, guys. I am shell-shocked. Like, you guys are rocking it out, and I'm so impressed on so many levels, and just love you guys so much. Really proud of you guys. I know how hard you all worked. And so 1,581, that's our number, guys. And so I want to just really quick give some incredible recognition to the foundation of leaders that we're creating on One Team Works. And imagine this, we're just at the beginning. We just got started January 17th. We're just getting warmed up. And so the incredible thing is the amount of people that I have on this, look at this. All of you guys created magic and movement in your life. You saw something, you ran for it, you worked hard, you all got compensated generously for it. You grew your heart, you grew your skill sets, you grew your business mind. And so for that, David and I are very, very impressed with you guys. And so I'm going to just name some names. I hope I don't butcher the names, because last month I butchered them pretty bad. So please have grace with me if possible. Okay, these are the people that got to 1K. We're going to recognize 1K, 2.5K, 5Ks, 10Ks, and beyond, okay? So everyone that was from the 1K mark to the 2.5K mark, I'm going to recognize right now. We have Joshua Green. Congratulations, Joshua. We have Christine Schumann. We have Susan Beischel. We have Miles Rumi. We have Michelle Mark. And if there's anyone that I say your last name wrong, please send me a message on the chat and just tell me how to sound it out. Because I've been chasing some of you guys down, asking you how to spell your names. Michelle Martineau. Congrats, Michelle. We have Kelly Newman. We have Janet Pacelli. I'm so impressed with everyone that just really rocked it. I have Maria Tahopoulos. Love your last name, Maria. Carrie Moncrief. We have Dina Cazell. And Dina really impressed me because I had a mastermind with Dina on Saturday. She wasn't sure how she was going to get any more BV for the month. And girlfriend finished the month with like 400 or 500 more BV than when I first talked to her. So Dina, rock star. Aniko Baker. All of you guys are rock stars. All of you. Aniko Baker is always a rock star. We have Donald Vo in Vietnam. We have Marissa Yannick in Boulder, Colorado. We have Tiana Laranio. We have Johnny Fayakun. We have April Saldano, Danielle Hughes, Sylvie Brockman, Jessica Kumala. We have Dara Lynn Ongori. We have Robert Rose. Did I already say Robert Rose? Kelly Newman. I think I didn't. I think I said you, Kelly. Hold on. I'm making sure I got everyone. We have Stacy Broughton, which I'm so impressed. Stacy did a Facebook Live today, which was so epic. Okay, 2.5K and above. If there's anyone I missed, just send me a thing in the chat. 2.5K and above. This is from 2.5K to 5K. So some of these people have 3K, some have 4K. They're all epic. We have Dr. Tom. Aloha, Dr. Tom. We have Deborah Morale. No, Malawi. Deborah. Hi, Debbie. We have Tracy Falho in Vietnam. We have Sandy Ramos. We have Aaron Entlick. We have Milena Hathaway. We have Dr. Tracy Norman. We have Cindy Vargas. We have Lacey Imke. We have Rachel Burns. We have Danielle S. Laxon. And we have Rachel Day. Those are our 2.5Ks. You guys rock. We have our 5Ks in BV. We have Allison Hang. Also, Allison got on the leaderboard for her very first time, the national leaderboard, on the last day of the month. It was really epic. Super, super impressed. She enrolled the most people on the last day of the month than she's ever enrolled in her whole network marketing career. Can we just give her a whoop? Like, seriously. We have Tyler Vaughn. We have Angie Cloney. We have Bob Spina. We have a brand new 5K, David Pa'alui. I think that's how I say it. I tried really hard. David, tell me if I'm right. Stephanie Schoolmeister. We have our 10Ks, David Vargas. We have Tara Taco at 11K. We have Jen Hoyle at 15K. And we have Andrea Travato at 15K. So I'm just telling you guys, this is just the beginning. 1,581, and the people that I just named off are the ones that are paving the way, that are holding the torch. Follow their lead. If your name wasn't called and it was supposed to, just let me know. But man, I am so impressed with every single one of you. I don't care how much BV you have. If you're in action, if you're sharing the CBD love, if you're sharing the incredible business opportunity, I'm so impressed and proud of you. And David and I are excited to link arms with every single one of you, make a difference, be the change we wish to see in the world. Congratulations sincerely to every single one of you. David?
Yeah, awesome, Dana. I appreciate that. And congratulations, everybody. Like I said, a really amazing month. It's been an amazing 4 months, but to Dana's point, we are just getting started, and we're going to focus on the summer months and have a really amazing run here. So I'm going to share my screen. I don't know how many of you may have missed some of the announcements on the virtual launch.
Oh, I have one that I missed out on, and she's so cute and so amazing. Fern Macor at 1K. Congratulations, Fern. Sorry about that. Congratulations, Fern. You're amazing.
Totally amazing. Excellent. Excellent. So, so let me share my screen. I just want to show some things here real quick. I know there's visualization here, may help some people. So we had a handful of announcements, but this is the one that's most personal to us. Dana and I really were championing this. It's a new executive pack. This is something the company did not have, and we thought it would really help the duplication of not only just our business, but the company at large to have a package like this. And so, for, as many of you know, there was a director pack, which is $199, 100 BV. You can select 4 HempWorks products. And there was what was called an executive pack. Now I believe it's going to be called a value pack, HempWorks value pack. It was $599, 400 BV. Many of you entered the program with that package. Great value proposition there. But now we have a new executive pack. It's available. It's $379, 200 BV, and allows you to select 8 HempWorks products. So great value. And I just want to show you guys this slide here, because this is a really important piece of the equation, okay? In this business, it's not what works, it's what duplicates. It's a business of duplication. And the main thing that you really want to get your head around when it comes to building this business is that couple of things. Number one, no matter how you enter the program as an affiliate, chances are that's how you're going to attract people. You know, more likely than not, people are going to ask you, how did you get engaged? How did you enroll? And that's basically how they're going to enroll. But there is a method to the madness in terms of enrollment at My Daily Choice. As you can see here, there's 3 columns. There's the Director, Executive, and Value Pack. You can see the prices there. And then there's the Jumpstart Money. And this is the part where you get paid, how you get paid initially in the business. It's paid weekly. But if you come in with a director pack, you're paid 35% on your personal enrollments, whether it be customers or affiliates, and you're paid on 2 levels of jump starts. Okay, but if you come in as an executive, as we've been saying for 4 months, executive qualified, which means 200 points, you will get paid 50% on your personally enrolled customers and affiliates and 4 levels of jump starts. So clearly, you want to get paid as an executive. But with this new package, there's even more value in it. You get to select 8 HempWorks products. Now, the other piece that's really important to this is Dane and I, as we get through this next week, first week of the month here in June, we are going to put together a social media blueprint because we know that social media plays an integral part in not only exposing your business to others, but lead generation and building your own personal brand. And we're going to have a 1, 2, 3 approach to those videos, which we won't go too deep into right now, but it's suffice to say that it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be brilliant. And you're going to want, there's another reason you're going to want an executive pack to launch, because when you do the second video of this 3 video series, it's going to be an unboxing. Okay. And there's nothing more powerful than an unboxing video, but there's nothing more powerful when you're pulling out 8 different products versus 4, maybe even 12 for that matter. So yeah, the executive pack is really the focal point that we hear in our presentations. And then of course, to maintain, whether you come in as a director initially or an executive, to maintain that payout, one must maintain at 90 personal volume. And the best and easiest way to do that is with a 90 point or above auto ship. So if any of you have come on and maybe you weren't aware of that, if you don't have a 90 point auto ship, you definitely want to do that sometime in the next 24 hours or so. So that was a big piece. That was a big piece of the equation, pretty exciting. There also were some new products. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing people do the CBD mask lives. I think that's going to be kind of interesting. But this, you can go on the website and you can dive in there. There's CBD face masks and non-CBD face masks. Pretty competitively priced, $6-7 for a mask. I think what's fascinating about this particular product is not only is it demonstratable, which is a really positive attribute for network marketing products, but it's also, you're able to sample, which I think is pretty cool. So I would go out, if I was you, I would go out and get a 10-pack of these and maybe do a Facebook Live with one on your face and create some curiosity what that may be doing, maybe a before and after. But I think this is going to be a great addition to the CBD line, and probably a little bit of a precursor, the first phase of CBD cosmetics, may I suggest. So that's kind of exciting. And then there was our first immunity product with the CBD Vitality, CBD Plus Vitality. So great products. I love that they're expanding on the gel, on the gel caps. These are really exciting products that we have here. For those of you who are looking to build in Europe, whether it be Eastern or Western Europe, you can now see that the single essential oils are now available, and so are the tinctures in all flavors. The Aloha flavors are now available, which is pretty cool. And as we go into the month of June, this is only, 19 days away, the virtual launch event. I'd be curious for those who had some success in bringing guests to this past weekend's Orlando event, how that worked out for you. Feel free to type in the chat there. But this is our next big pending event, guys. So definitely go to mdcvirtualevent.com, register for yourself, but begin with the end in mind. Whatever you do over the first 3 weeks of the month really will lead to that opportunity where all those people can bring guests to that event, and we'll see what other types of stories and or products that they may be introducing. And then lastly, they mentioned and confirmed that the 2020, the fourth annual convention, the 2020 Manifest Convention, will be held on September 18th and 19th. You can go to your back office. They see all the specifics on that. It's a free event, but all roads, guys, all roads are going to lead to this Manifest 2020 event. And, we're pretty super excited about it. So, so that's all I got there. So let me unshare my screen here. Boom, there you go. Cool. So let's bring Todd Falcone to the stage here. For those of you who do not know Todd, he is a borderline legend in the network marketing space. He's not only built massive organizations in the almost 30 years he's been in this industry, but more importantly, over the last dozen or so years, he's been a full-time consultant, trainer to the masses. And when I say the masses, I'm talking about the globe. I don't know how many countries he's spoken in, but it's a lot, in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And his specialty is really focusing on helping people just like you and I hone their skills, break through their fears, actually just get a real grip of what it really takes to succeed in network marketing. And it's just a pleasure to have Todd with us, because he's also, I guess, the official trainer, like generic trainer for MDC, and he knows this Wiggles extraordinarily well, and it's just a pleasure to have him. So what's happening, Todd?
What's happening? Hello, hello. Aloha, as you like to say, and how's it, and all of the above. One Team Works. What's going on? Great month, by the way. Congratulations on an amazing month. David and I were talking earlier, and to see how you guys finished the month after having the BOGO before. I mean, you're doing really, really well. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't know the exact answer, but you guys are definitely one of the fastest growing teams in the entire company. So great job. Great job.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate that. So I appreciate you being here, man. I just want to just keep it real. Let's just kind of like have some fun. And then, by the way, if any of you have any questions for Todd, Dana's going to take note of those, write them down. And after we have a little bit of a discussion, maybe we can kind of hand it over to Dana to ask some of the questions that our affiliates may have for you. But listen, we're looking to have an amazing run here in the summer, and I thought it'd be great to kind of start off by talking about any guidance you can give to people, whether they're new or not so new for that matter, that are looking to grow their business, and how to kind of create momentum for themselves, the personal momentum for themselves. I think it's a really great way to start.
Yeah. I would say this going into any season, but the summer months are pretty interesting because it's what you do, first of all, over these June, July, and August. That momentum that you create in the summer is what carries you into the fall and winter. So unfortunately, what a lot of people do is they make excuses at different times of the year, and they give themselves reasons to not act. And honestly, I could sit here and give you a reason to not act any month. I mean, it's February, it's Valentine's month, it's Lover's Month. We might as well just take the whole month off. I mean, it's January, people are starting the year, might as well not do anything and let them just get going. But I just think it's really like these summer months are going to define the remainder of your 2020. And then if we look at what's been happening the last few months, we're not quite out of this lockdown yet. I know things are starting to loosen up, and then we're dealing with all of the other things that are happening this last week, which is pretty nuts. But there are a lot of people that are open and looking, and the only way that they're going to find out is if you open up your mouth and ask them to take a look. And so what I was saying at the beginning in terms of regardless of what season we're moving into, and I think I mentioned this 2 or 3 weeks ago, or whenever I was on the last Zoom with you guys, is I think it's really important that you create a rule for yourself. And the crazy thing is, like, as an entrepreneur, most entrepreneurs are so freestyle, right? It's you can get up when you want, go to bed when you want, work, play whenever you feel like it. And so a lot of people have this like laissez-faire attitude towards building a business. And I think you need to have a level of discipline and some rules for yourself so that you can create full-time success. And I don't have like this written down list of rules that I have for myself. But the truth is, if you're ever going to create a significant full-time income and never have to go to work for somebody ever again, you need to have a degree of discipline. And I think one of the most important areas is this thing I talked about. I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned this, but this whole idea of creating this law for yourself, this rule where never does a day pass without me doing X. And the X is intentional business building reach outs, where you're reaching out to new people every single day about this opportunity and about these products. And in other words, I don't think personally that you should ever have any day of the week that you're showing up for your business where you're not doing some personal production. I know this team is young in terms of its, you guys are just creating this massive wave of growth, but I'd like to issue you guys a warning so you know about this early, and then you don't make this, what I believe is a pretty dire mistake. And the dire mistake is people go into this overseeing management mode where they begin to work. They just like, oh, well, I got this team I got to work with. Well, yeah, you have the responsibility of working with your team, but the biggest responsibility that you have is to set the example for everybody else on your team to follow. And if you never want to, I'm assuming you guys are here because you want to win, right? If you never want to have to worry about how your check is trending and how your team is developing and where it's headed in the future, then it's very simple. You stay in phase 1 primary production, which is new reps and new customers, regardless of how big your team gets. And so what I would suggest to you is, as we move into these months, June, July, August, which is, summer. It's like, it seems like everything's summer now because my kids have been home for 3 months. So it's been a little bit weird, but I would say give yourself some rule to follow. And the rule is like picking that daily minimum number that you don't go to bed until you've hit that number as a minimum. And I think that, what do we got? I can't see the numbers on my glasses on 97 people here that are watching us live right now. I mean, if all of you committed to like, I don't go to bed until I've done at least 5 reach outs every single day, you know where this team's going to be by winter time? It would be impossible for this team not to absolutely explode and be the leading growth team in the entire company. But it requires you individually making that commitment, and then collectively as a group making the commitment that I'm going to step up my personal production game and never let a day pass without me doing X. And you need to figure out what that X is for you. And it's going to be obviously dependent on how much time that you have to develop, and put into the business on a daily basis. But I do think that's a really key thing leading into any season, and certainly the summer season, because here's the thing about summer, right? Kids are out of school, people are going on vacations, the sun, the sun's out, it's warmer, we're doing stuff. And we could all, like I said, give ourselves the excuse of like, well, people are busy, they're playing with the kids, they want to do this. But to me, that's the opportunity that when other people are sleeping, you're awake. When other people are like, oh, no, no, no. I mean, like, it's funny over Christmas time, like, oh, December, people are into the holidays. I've had my biggest growth months as a network marketer in the months of November and December because my competition is sleeping. And when the competition is sleeping, I'm like, oh, cool, you guys are sleeping. The market's wide open for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So I just think this can be a really great time for you guys to continue this amazing wave of growth that you're on.
Absolutely, Todd. I appreciate you sharing that. And thanks for the wake-up call for me today. Todd and I were speaking today, and he asked me straight up, how many enrollments did you have last month? I told him 1. He says, dude, you're lame.
I did. And I'm going to keep pushing you. I mean, and Milena, by the way, congratulations. I mean, so I did a training on that 17 new customers this last month as a result of you making that rule for yourself. And that's such a beautiful thing. And it's just it's daily consistent activity. And it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm killing myself. This is so hard. You get to get up every single day and tell people about one of the hottest companies in all of network marketing. And probably this is one of the coolest companies that I get to speak for in network marketing. It's definitely got the cool factor and new products. I mean, the new soft gels and new masks. I haven't tried the mask yet, but I'm definitely going to work on at least the beauty on the upper half of my face because I'm not getting rid of the beard. So
maybe if you just let that hair grow a little bit longer and then just comb it down. That's what I'm like.
I'm working on it, brother. I don't know. We'll see. Like, we'll see how long I can, if the fro will take over and make the bald spot go away.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan. So anyhow, okay, so Todd, let's change the tune a little bit here. So most people, when they get involved in network marketing, intuitively speaking, they think it's just exclusively go out and sell product, which in essence is the baseline of the business. But I think people do that more often than not because there may be a little hesitancy, a little apprehension, maybe a lack of confidence to lead with the opportunity. Can you share some effective ways that people can have that breakthrough? And like you said it yourself, people are looking. How about give some ideas of how people can go out and talk to 2, 3, 4, 5 people a day about the opportunity?
Yeah. It's interesting because in most of my history, I was pretty opportunity driven. I was always leading with the business. And because if you're leading with the business, then the product has to fit into that equation. If you lead with the product, then the business may or may not fit into that conversation. But the product always has to fit into the business conversation. I think one of the things that's a big advantage for all of you guys is you've got marketing tools that enable you to have the business presented for you on your behalf. So what I would suggest doing is making sure that you're getting people in front of those funnel pages that get those individuals in front of the 4 videos, which talks about the product, it talks about the business. I mean, you could send somebody obviously over to your My Daily Choice page or your HempWorks page or whatever, and they can go shop, and that's fine for retail customers, and retail customers are very important. But I think also given what's been happening the last few months, I feel guilty not leading with the business personally. I'd feel bad not like just sharing the product and not letting somebody know that there's a financial opportunity behind it. And like if you approach me and you're like, hey, I got this cool CBD product. I'm like, cool, I bought some of it. And then like 4 months later, I find out that there's a business opportunity. You didn't even tell me about it. I'd be kind of pissed. I'd be like, what, dude, how did you not tell me about this? Like, and the other thing I think when it comes to CBD is, well, I know, because I got a bunch of friends who have been trying to get into, the CBD business. People know that this product category is booming, and they're trying to figure out a way to get into it. And as I might have mentioned on a previous Zoom, and if I didn't, I'll mention it now, I started a CBD company 2 years ago, and we closed the doors on that company because we chose, not because of my position as a network marketing speaker, we chose to not sell it through network marketing. But the reality is the only way to sell CBD en masse is through network marketing. So there are tons of people that, I mean, if you just said, look, hey, if I could show you how to get into the CBD business, you'd be open to taking a look at it. You're like, CBD business? Yeah, I want to take a look at it. Here, let me get you in front of this video or this website. You go take a peek and then let's chat. So I think the languaging is, asking business peak interest questions. One of my favorite in fact, it is my favorite question of all time from a business opportunity presentation is, look, David, I got a straight up question for you. Do you at all keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're currently doing? And you're like, yeah, I do. And I'd be hard pressed to say many people can say no to that question, given what's been happening the last few months. Like, because people are going to go back to work, maybe. And even the ones that went back to work, they're like, I need to have a plan B, because if I ain't having this thing happen again, and I need to make sure that if I'm not able to work, I still have money coming in. So the reality for people is they've been, what's the word, woke? I think that's the word. We can use that in a lot of different areas. I don't think it's really exactly accurate for this, but they have been awoken to the reality of like being stuck at home. And maybe or maybe not, they got paid during this time frame. Some of them did through the Paycheck Protection Program, and some of them completely lost their jobs. But I think if you're leading with the business opportunity peak interest question, and you're getting people in front of these pre-built pages, and just so you guys know, like, I don't know, like, I know some of you, there's a bunch of you I don't know, but I do know this. Most network marketing companies do not have the kind of marketing systems that you have, that either come out of the website itself in the back office or the app that you have. And the app's just super cool because you can see if somebody's looked at it, opened it. How cool is that? So I would definitely make use of those landing pages and getting people into, and you know, the more people you have in the funnel that are taking the tour, the more there's just that I don't want to say pressure, but I guess it's pressure. People are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose out. It's like this, I got 17 people that have signed up after me. What do I do? Upgrade. And by the way, this whole executive pack thing, that's money. Okay. Because now it's the easiest decision, because the executive qualified is crucial, and the 90 BV crucial. But now you've got a pack that's just snap your fingers, done. And before, you guys were having to kind of make up that pack, and now it's $200 executive pack done, or 200 in BV. But I think that's going to make things a lot easier from a simplicity standpoint for you guys.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm glad you got the black shirt memo too, by the way, brother. Like, I mean, as I'm seeing here on the screen here, us like shoulder to shoulder, like move over to your left a little bit. Like, no, the other left.
The other left?
The other left. Look at that.
The other left. Look at that.
Nice,
Look at that. That's sweet.
So there's a saying that I've always told people: success loves speed. Okay. And I've always told people, look, you have to, you got to create a little bit of a sense of urgency when you're launching a business. And I sense that we have a lot of relatively new affiliates with us. Can you speak to that whole concept and maybe some tips and, on how to create that personal momentum and then get that speed going?
I think when there's a level of intensity that's taking place, when there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of action, and it's condensed into a short period of time, it creates more excitement, period. I mean, you get in there and go, well, I'm going to talk to somebody, and then a week later, I'm going to talk to somebody, and then a little bit later, you see, I mean, even that feeling, you're like, please get the next word out. Did he pause? Did the video stop? No, it's like you could feel like the lack of energy, because it's like 1, 2. But when you have this incredible pace, you feel better because you got all these things happening in your business. There's more people joining the business, which creates even more excitement. People are rank advancing faster, volume's happening faster, just everything's happening faster. So it's just in fact, I have a really good friend of mine that she years ago, she actually went through a training where I was teaching this, I was doing this whole training on how to launch. And the idea of a launch is just a tremendous amount of activity concentrated into a shorter period of time. And she said, I took what you did and what you're teaching in that, and that's just the way I launched. I just went crazy for the first 60 days. And I mean, her second check was like 40 grand. And not in some high dollar network marketing company, a standard kind of, something like a HempWorks, My Daily Choice. And I'm like, oh yeah. She's like, I'll never go slow again when it comes to launching. Well, it's like, I get it. You can either make it happen slow or you can make it happen fast. Now, the reality is, I mean, it obviously takes more effort and energy and time and all of that, but it's just, it's more satisfying. Even, I mean, this is a stupid example, but I'll use it. So I've spent the last 4 weekends at my river property, and we had, 2 weekends ago, we had 6 of us, and we had 7 cords of wood on the lower part of our property. And we're like, let's just get this done. Let's bust it out. We moved like 4 cords of wood. I don't know if you, just so you know, that's a lot of wood to move. And it was like 6 of us, and we got it done in like 90 minutes. It was like we had the wood from all the way to the bottom stacked up in these huge wood pile places that are right next to my fire pit in like 90 minutes. And it was so satisfying to get it done. And I could have, if I did that myself, it would have literally by myself taken me like 2 weeks to do it. But we got it done in 90 minutes with 6 people, and we were moving. So I just think there's some beautiful energy that takes place that, you even feel better when you're moving at a faster pace. You just feel energized when you're moving faster. So I think that as we move into the summer months, like, what kind of pace do you want to run this race at? Do you want to slog along, or do you want to go, I'm going to get as much as I can done? And that's the way I always work, just so you know. Like, when I show up to work in the morning, I get so much done in a day. If you followed me around, you'd be like, you're crazy, man. It's not that I'm crazy, maybe a little loony, but I get up and I go and I get stuff done. I work at a feverish pace, and I can get more done in a day than probably a lot of people get done in a week, just because they kind of don't really work at the pace that I normally work. And it's amazing what you can accomplish at a much more furious pace. So, yeah,
no doubt. And I'm glad you got all the labor out of the way. So if I come out to see you this summer, I won't have any hard labor, it sounds like. So
I think we've done all the work. With the last 4 weekends, we've got it pretty much done. So you can just come and play. Yeah, you'll be good.
I like that. Thank you. So let's talk about duplication. I mean, again, there's people that have been involved with this and they understand the concept of duplication. There's a lot of people dialing in here that are brand new to the team, brand new to network marketing. That's the other thing that's really fascinating is so many people, Todd, are joining us, but they've never been involved in network marketing before. Can you speak to the key aspects of duplication? Because a lot of people come to the table and they're like, hey, I got this, and they bring all these things and mindsets and all stuff to the table. Whereas, they don't necessarily know the importance of using a system, onboarding people properly, leading by example, plugging into team events, all that kind of stuff. So, you've been in this business a long time. Talk about duplication and the importance of it.
Well, I mean, not the healthiest example, but probably one of the best examples in America is McDonald's, and definitely not the healthiest example. If you go to a McDonald's and you have a Big Mac in Chicago, LA, Detroit, San Francisco, it's the same Big Mac. It tastes exactly the same, like crap. You might love your Big Mac. I probably eat one about once every 5 years. I'll be honest, but the reason it tastes the same is because they have very stringent, very simple processes that everybody follows. So you cannot mess up making whatever is being made at McDonald's because of the processes. So duplication in network marketing, which is really, it's the holy grail of what we're all looking for, where everybody's on the same page doing the same thing, which actually enables you to create momentum in an organization, which is hyper growth. Happens because you have everybody on the same page, doing the same things, following the same processes and systems, and nobody's coming in with their own ideas. Right? Oh, yeah, well, why don't we try this? I'm like, no, it ain't broken, so we're not going to bring that in. Let's not change what isn't broken. You guys have processes and systems that you're providing the team. I've seen it, and you got systems that the company provides, which is very unusual, to be honest with you. It's very, like I said earlier, most network marketing companies do not have the kind of marketing tools and systems that you guys have. It normally has to be developed in the field. And so, you have this plug and play thing where you can just come in and go, and it's like a rubber stamp deal. My suggestion is, if you want to create fast growth, if you want to create more successes, if you want to get more people to stick and win, then you have to, number one, set the example and be the pace setter for your team of following the processes and systems to the T. and not deviating from it. Like I did a training last week for a group of people talking about this subject, and I had 566 people on this Zoom, and I asked people, I go, how many of you have seen the movie The Founder? And it was like maybe 30% of the people had seen the movie The Founder. And I was like, you need to go watch that movie. I'm actually giving you homework as an entrepreneur coach to go watch a movie. Most coaches probably wouldn't do that. But the point of that movie is, and if you haven't seen it, it's good because it shows you the power of duplication, as in this case, as Ray Kroc is creating a duplication machine with McDonald's, and as an original franchise, people are like, you know, putting lettuce in the burgers and serving chicken in a biscuit and some of the stuff that wasn't even on the menu, and they were breaking the system. So the thing that you're looking for is to create an environment where it's easy. Like I did a training as well called So Simple a 7-year-old Could Do It. You want to create it where it's so easy, regardless of whether somebody, actually simple is a better word, where regardless of whether they have any experience in network marketing or not, they can come in here and they can do the business because they have step 1, step 2, step 3. They've got a process that they can follow and take people through. And you guys have that. So I would just say the company didn't do 15 million last month and 170 million last year and 100 million the year before because something's broken. What they're doing is working, and it's working really, really well. I mean, I started working with these guys and working with Josh when they were doing, you know, 500,000 a month in sales. And then they started adding systems and CBD, and they went from, you know, whatever to 10 million to 100 million to 170 million. And it's because of a combination. It's because you guys have great, simple systems, and you've got what's probably the hottest CBD brand in all of network marketing, and probably all of CBD, period. In fact, I don't know anybody that's selling more CBD than HempWorks is, in or out of network marketing.
Yeah, it's clearly one of the great success stories in wellness over the last couple of years. Hey, I got a question for you, Todd. So this is something that I guess I've been challenged with over my career. I've made my way through it. But can you speak to the power of thinking bigger? In other words, you know, some people, you know, they get involved, and because of their mindset, they can only really go so far. But at the same time, if they just think bigger, you know, begin with the end in mind and really expand their mind to what can be, and have a breakthrough and become fearless in terms of going out and approaching people, what can happen? I mean, speak to the power of thinking bigger, and maybe just tell people here, you know, your opinions and position on that.
Yeah, I think that most of us were raised in an environment, even if you came from a successful household. I didn't come from a successful household, but we come from an environment where for, you know, decades, it's like, get up, go to school, get good grades, get a good education, get a good job, climb the corporate ladder, and, you know, make your way through the ranks of a company. And that we've been taught that, starting out of college with a $50,000 a year salary is a good wage. And if you're making $100,000 a year, it's good money. And the truth is, I mean, if you're making 6 figures plus in America, you're still in the top, probably 5% of earners in the entire United States. But 6 figures really isn't that much money. $100,000 a year, $33 a month is not that much money when you really look at it. So when you realize that, in fact, my first sales job, I had this guy, Jim, and his big, thick mustache. And Jim was sitting with me, and I had not yet heard of network marketing. But I was pretty good at selling cable TV door to door. I could do it in Spanish. I could do it for you right now. Hola, yo soy de Captación, vamos a ver now. So I'm not going to go through the whole script, but I can lay out the whole script in Spanish and sell you HBO half price right now. I learned to sell HBO door to door. And this guy's, I was sitting in the sales meeting room with him, and he's like, oh, there's no limit on your income. And I'd never even heard of network marketing. And I looked at Jim and I said, yeah, there is. And no sales manager wants to hear their salesperson say, yeah, there's limits. They're like, he was trying to give me this motivational talk. There's no limits on your income, Todd. You can make as much as you want. And I said, Jim, yeah, there is. He's like, what do you mean? I said, there's only one of me, and I can only work so many hours a day. And even if I work 12 to 15 hours a day, 7 days a week, I'm still limited. And he's like, well, I guess you got a point. But I mean, the thing here is there is no limit on your income. You have literally no limit and I think some people don't even realize what they're capable of. I think you need to stop thinking about 10 grand a month and start thinking about 50 or 100 grand a month. I mean, you already got people in the deal that are making 500,000 to $1 million a month. And by the way, just so you know, I mean, most of us can survive on that, I think. 500 grand a month. So instead of you thinking about getting to 5 grand or 10 grand or 15 or 20 grand, I think when you start thinking about, and you understand because we have leverage, the ability to earn income on the efforts of lots and lots of other people, that there is no limit. And because there is no limit, our ability to expand our thinking and our capacity for earning is enabled. Now, I had a limit on my income because I was in something that did not contain the mechanics of wealth when I was in, door-to-door sales, and it was all about me and what I produced. But you guys are here in something that there truly is not a limit. So I think I don't know what your thinking is, but I think you got to at least think about doubling whatever your goal is in terms of your income level, because it absolutely is possible here. Now, I mean, it depends on I would probably give you a different talk if I wasn't talking about a network marketing opportunity. But the reality is, again, there literally is not a limit on what you're able to produce here. It's how hard are you willing to work? How focused are you willing to stay? How long are you willing to stay engaged? And the other thing is, I would encourage you to set a goal that's so much bigger than you currently have set it, that it doesn't enable you to get into your comfort zone. Because what happens for a lot of people is they go from making 5 or 7 grand a month or 10 grand a month in their job, and they get to 20 in network marketing and they think that they've made it. And yeah, you're doing good. You're doing double what you were at 10 grand a month. You're making 20 grand a month, but you could be at 200 a month. And how many more people, can you impact because of that level of success at 200 versus 20,000 a month? Because some people come here and they're like, I just want to make 10 grand a month. I'm like, how about we add another 0 or 2 at the end of that? Like, but they're coming from the social programming of 100 grand a year is a great income. The thought of $100,000 a month for most people is so far outside the scope of their reality that we kind of have to edge them into it here. And I'm very, like, for example, when I recruit people, I'm very careful not to scare somebody out of network marketing. So even though, let's say, for example, you got people like the Butlers or Jenna's over $1 million a month, I mean, that's staggering income, $1 million a month plus in earnings. And you have somebody who's making $50,000 a year and you start talking to them that, you can make $100,000 a month. They might totally check out because it's so way outside of the scope of their reality. So let's get them in first, and then we'll adjust their mental programming so that they can come to the reality, the truth, and the understanding that earning far more than they ever even anticipated in their life is a distinct probability if they do the work. So, because I remember I did that one time. I scared some lady to death, and she I was like, I could have put something in front of her, and like she just tuned out because I gave her such a big figure that was real, but it was so outside of her current reality that she couldn't grasp it. What I should have done is said, hey, look, if I can show you a way to, make, I think she was making like 50 grand a year. If I could show you a way to make 80 to 100 grand a year and work for yourself, is that something you'd be open to taking a look at? And she'd be like, yeah, I'd be interested. Then I could get her in and work with her a little bit and help her to adjust her thinking so that she could actually see things bigger in her life than she's been able to ever even dream about. Because the way we dream in network marketing is so much, it's just bigger because we don't have that limit that everybody else has. All of you, probably almost without exception, prior to getting involved in network marketing, were totally limited by what you could produce in the time that you could put in. Unless you were in real estate and buying investments or something like that, there are other things where you have some degree of leverage, but very few things. Nothing in my mind compares to what network marketing can do for people.
No doubt. So let me just ask you one more question. I'm going to hand it back to Dana to kind of encapsulate things. I have a chapter in my book. I think it's called something to the effect of Build Local, Think Global. And we got people from all over the place, here that can build a local business. But we have a pretty nice contingency in Hawaii. And you and I have spent quite a bit of time in Hawaii together. For those of you who don't know, I used to bring Todd out to do some training events for me, for my teams in Hawaii. Can you just speak to the Hawaiians on the Zoom right now and tell them what they have in their hand? Because there's no real, let me rephrase this. There's no, I don't think there's any 10Ks or above in the whole entire state of Hawaii. Can you paint the vision based on your experience there, based on your experience in working with me there, of what can be if they step up from a leadership perspective and take hold of this?
Yeah, and I think the last few years for sure, Hawaii's been kind of, I would say, definitely down a little bit in terms of overall network marketing activity. I think the islands are ripe for a company like HempWorks to be growing in that particular state. I've spoken in Hawaii probably, I don't know, maybe 20 times over the last 15 years. And there were times that I was over there where there was a handful of companies that were absolutely rocking, and then things change. And I just know, because I got a lot of friends over there, that the amount of network marketing activity currently in the Hawaiian Islands is probably, I don't even know, maybe 50% of where it was a few years ago. And I think there's also kind of the Hawaiian vibe. I think everybody kind of over there gets cannabis. I'm not saying they're all over there getting high, but I'm just saying that they get the plant. I mean, look at how green it is over there. It's green and lush and beautiful. And, I think there's a beautiful match with just green, organic, healthy, purist, not choking down pills, taking good stuff, not doing pharmaceuticals. I think there's definitely this organic flow, if you will, out of the Hawaiian Islands. So, and I don't even know if is there even a 10K there?
I mean, I'd be guessing.
I don't.
We got a couple 5Ks on our team. They're going to be striving for 10K this month. But I just think that, I just think it's there's an amazing thing to pioneer.
Yeah. Let me say something on that, by the way. So the state is obviously fairly small, but I was fishing with my buddy last week, who is one of the top 10 earners in a company that got up to about 900 million a year. And he was telling me the story. He's like, bro, this town I was living in Northern California, which was this tiny, and he used the term podunk town. We had 6 black diamonds in that town. He goes, literally, if you went through that town, pretty much the whole town was on our product. And this is a town that is this one town is probably smaller than Kihei and Maui. It's definitely not even close to the population of Oahu or, I don't know, any of these places in the Hawaiian Islands. So I think there's a tremendous amount of room for growth. And there's just also, I think also, because here's the deal, speaking in the Hawaiian Islands, you don't go to the Hawaiian Islands, with a suit and tie. I spoke with the CEO of a network marketing company on a tour about 8 years ago. He shows up with a suit and tie. I'm speaking in aloha shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. It took him 4 events before he finally unbuttoned his shirt and took his tie off. He was still sweating. I was watching the guy sweat the whole time. I'm like, you poor fella, you just don't get it. And they're like, why are you wearing a suit and tie? Finally by the end, he actually had rolled up his sleeves. The vibe of this company, I think, is also well matched for the vibe in the Hawaiian Islands. It's definitely got an aloha feel. So looking forward to coming out and doing an event for you guys in Hawaii. Let's see this Hawaiian team crush it, and I'll be out there speaking for you guys. Looking forward to it. Let's make it happen.
Yes, we will make that happen. Faux show. All right. So, Todd, thank you, man.
My pleasure.
Appreciate you spending some time with us. We're going to hit you up probably once a month as our resident guru, if you will. And we appreciate your vibes and all your wisdom. And so thanks for being with us.
Appreciate it. Dana, thank you as well.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Todd. You guys heard, build it big. He'll come to Hawaii. I think they'll do that just for that reason.
Absolutely.
Love you
So
guys.
Dana,
appreciate it.
all right, brother. We'll talk to you soon. So just before I hand it off to you, Dana, I just want to mention two things. Speaking of Hawaii, on Wednesday afternoon, 5 p.m. Aloha. Yes, I'll be up at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will have a business overview. So if anybody here knows anybody in the islands, we'll be doing a great overview on that's Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Aloha. What is that? 8 p.m. Pacific, 9 Mountain, 11 Eastern. So that'd be great. And the other thing I'll mention is that on Wednesday evening, we are doing a new associate training, affiliate training rather, just for brand new affiliates. Okay, that'll happen at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this same bridge. Okay, we'll probably send a link out there. We'll make a post on it, but it's for brand new affiliates. So let people know that. Like, reach out to your new affiliates. Let them know there's a special training just for new affiliates to help them launch their business. And Dana and I are going to knock that down at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So looking forward to it. So Dana, I'm going to hand it back to you for any closing comments.
Yeah.
But this has been fun.
Yeah, we have 1,581 new people to train. And so there's just lots of numbers coming in. You guys are just working really hard. You're bringing new people in. And Dave and I are recognizing we got to get them onboarded. We got to get them chasing after their own dreams, right? Because the only thing that changes when someone decides to go for it is they actually see the vision in their mind of what it could do for their life. And so invite your new affiliates. We'll post in the group. And then this Thursday at 9 p.m., we will be doing a business showcase Zoom for you guys to bring prospects. So brand new affiliate training Wednesday night, and we'll be challenging your new affiliates to invite for the business opportunity Zoom happening Thursday that the whole team can invite to. So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fired up. Todd just lit a fire on this team. He's really impressed with what we're doing. He's nonstop writing me and David. He's really proud of what we're all accomplishing as a group, and he sees the leadership team that we're really growing here. So all of you guys, all of the ones I mentioned on this list tonight, I'll be doing a recognition post for everyone tonight, and proud of all of you. And if you want to be on this list, make it happen in June. We celebrate everyone at 1K, 2.5K, 5K, and then the numbers keep going up because of you guys rocking it out. So we'll see what we can accomplish in this incredible summer month. Have a lot of fun and make a lot of magic as an awesome, united One Team Works. So proud of you guys. Have the most amazing Monday night. Love you all. I'm going to unmute you all. Oh, I don't know if I can unmute. You guys got to unmute yourself.
Aloha.
Good
Hi,
night.
everybody.
Aloha, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Teddy, great job, buddy.
Thank you. Love you. Bye.
Thank you.
One sec.
Bye. Thank you.
Mahalo, Dave and Dana.
Aloha. Bye. Aloha. Bye.
Aloha.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks,
Good
everyone.
night. Thank you.